So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and tonight I'm joined by Dallas Seger, and he plays in MANIC ABRAXAS. So, he plays guitar, he sings, he plays synths, and he also has his own custom guitar. So, Dallas, I see that's a very comfortable looking couch.
Oh man, I'm styling right now. I'm on the Cadillac of couches.
Oh yeah. That's like the type of the couch that I want, but I have to wait till my kids get older and they don't like destroy it.
Right, right.
Yeah, so MANIC ABRAXAS, so you guys are releasing Skinformation, which is your, if I'm not mistaken, I think I read fourth album, and it's coming out August the 2nd, and it's gonna be self-released by you guys, right?
That's right. Yeah. We've tried to get in touch with labels, haven't had a lot of luck, and we just kind of make it happen anyway. And we've always just paid for stuff out of pocket and just kind of made stuff happen. So, trying not to have any trying to have any like self-imposed like walls or anything like that.
Okay.
We're
So
pumped that this is awesome material. We can't wait to share with people.
awesome. So I listened to the album, and it's they can it say the description says stoner rock, but there's different styles. There's like thrash, there's like stoner. There's even a track that there was like some industrial metal elements to it. So I know the albums, there's kind of like a cyberpunk like theme to the record. So tell me a little bit about the theme that you cover in Skinformation.
Yeah, that's like a way of summing it up. Justin and I, Justin, the bass player in the band, he and I are really into like all kinds of sci-fi stuff, mostly books, and then obviously like a bunch of movies and stuff. We're really into like David Cronenberg. Um, as far as like books, like definitely like Philip K. Dick, Gibson, stuff like that. We love it. So I think it was just kind of a matter of time before we kind of went in on kind of. Getting all those ideas into like a cohesive sort of world that we built. So I guess it's kind of a concept album because there's some like reoccurring characters, reoccurring themes throughout the album. But yeah, we used to have more fantasy elements or well, first of all, it's not like the lyrical content of Manic Abraxas is like it's not very personal. It's mostly like fiction and like like crazy whatever. But yeah, we just wanted to focus on the sci-fi this time around, and we were just really pumped on it. I think we also collaborated writing lyrics a lot, Justin and I. So I think they turned out a little bit better. So yeah, we're just really pumped on it.
So it helps that the both of you like sci-fi. So it's good to like when you guys are in the writing process, you both can write something like very sci-fi experience. So yeah, the album feels like it sort of feels like a homage to those sci-fi movies from the 80s.
Yeah, we love that stuff. All the way up to like Y2K sort of sci-fi. But yeah, like I said, Cronenberg's we were like really obsessed with that for a while, and any kind of Philip K. Dick stuff, just sci-fi in general, love it. So it's just permeated the writing.
Yeah. So how do you feel the sound of the band has evolved from your first three albums until Skinformation? What has changed? What has remained the same?
I don't know. It's always been a bunch of stuff mashed up. I think there was more emphasis in the early days of like sort of stoner doom sort of riff styles, kind of like slow to mid tempo, and I think yeah, on Skinformation we got our fastest stuff to date, for sure. So yeah, I mean, it. I know it's like maybe it seems crazy or like sporadic, but it's all kind of the same for us. We just have like like certain grooves we like to hit, whether it's like a Sabbath type like Children of the Grave, like do, like that sort of
Mm.
groove, or like deep beat stuff, and again like stoner doom stuff, Celtic Frost type grooves. It's all kind of the same to us. We just like to mix it up.
Oh yeah, and something in this, the vocals. I know you and Justin do vocals as well. Uh,
Yeah.
some of the vocals are like there's like even parts that sound like spoken words, or it's like more slower. You have like different type of elements. Like who does most of the vocals? Do you interchange during the songs?
Yeah, there's a couple of songs that are all Justin and a couple of all me, and then some that we split. Um, maybe like maybe I did like 2/3 of them. So I guess I did the majority of them on Skinformation, but Justin's got a great voice and he's a good writer, so it only makes sense for him to showcase his talents on there, So, but yeah, we just we tried to get the vocals a little bit more. I guess we're a little more choosy this time around because vocals are always like the hardest thing, you know. They're just kind of a pain in the ass. So I guess this time around we kind of challenged ourselves to do a little bit better.
Okay. So do you mostly try like to sing the vocals of the lines that you wrote?
Well, it all this time around, it all kind of bled into each other, and Justin and I shared notes constantly, and is a lot more collaborative. The lyrics, um, I can't think of anything specific, but for example, there could be a song on Skinformation that only Justin did the vocals on, but maybe I had a couple of lines that I wrote, or vice versa. So we just worked as a team more to just kind of bring up the vocals and bring up the lyric writing this time around. So it's really also like it's also kind of like a practical thing. Like if there needs to be like some vocals in a certain part, and like it's like too tough for Justin or too tough for me, the other one will kind of do it. So it's pretty open ended that way.
Yeah. So the album has 8 tracks, and the fourth track, we is the one that when I was listening to it, like, yeah, this is very strange and different. It's Winter's Mute, because there's like
Yes.
electronic, almost it felt like a stoner ministry.
Yeah. 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 You could say that. That's something we wanted to do for a while, and we got to work with Qual, who is like, I'm in awe of that guy. I can't believe we got to work with him. And so that's like that's a big deal to us because we think he's like super cool. He's like one of those artists, like the first time I heard him, like within seconds, I was like, yes, this is for me.
Did he do like the synths and the more like the electronic stuff for that track?
Well, it was a collaboration. We kind of passed files back and forth, and he
Mhm.
would tweak stuff, and I would tweak stuff, and we just kind of arrived at that. Then there was also there's a couple of sections where it's a live band, so we're taught, there's like a programmed drum and like synth heavy part, and then there's another part in the song where it's like live drums and live guitar, you know kind of opens up. So yeah, it's like a Nine Inch Nails like mind fuck type weird industrial song. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has some nice, but the singing is like very different. So you said that you had characters on this story. How many characters are in this album?
Uh, I don't know if I want to like nail it down, but there's a couple in there, and they show up, and I don't want to say too much. I'd rather people just kind of explore it
Yeah,
and
for
take it in.
people, because it almost feels like the story, and where I show the artwork in a minute, it feels like a comic book too,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
like type of comic book. So I want to show the artwork, and I'm
Yeah.
guessing the artwork is one of the characters, which also remind me of 80s movies. So here's the Skinformation artwork. Tell me a little bit about this artwork, because it's a really cool artwork. That's something it really I don't know. I thought about, like, he has the mask, so I didn't think Deadpool. I thought more like well, like, was there a bloodshot from DC Comics?
Uh, I it's been a long time since I've been into comics. I was more
Yeah.
like a Image guy, but so I don't know the DC stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this artwork is, I am so fucking pumped on this. This is Gage Linston, who is, like I said, we get to work with Qual, which blew our minds, and then this is another artist who we hold in high regard, big fans of Gage, and yeah, he did this artwork. He did our last album, but the difference here is the last album he was too busy to take on a commission, so we basically bought a piece that we liked. So with this one, we were lucky enough to commission it, and this is all Gage's creation. We gave him the music, we gave him the lyrics, we kind of explained it all like explicitly to him, and we didn't, very little direction on our part. This was his creation, and it is cohesive. It's yeah, this is, I'm just as pumped on the artwork as I am on the album itself. This
No,
is
the
like
artwork is really good. When I first saw the artwork without listening to the music, I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like a thrash metal album.
yeah, it has a thrash vibe or like a Voivod vibe or something,
Yeah, like
you
a
know?
boy band vibe. Yeah, like I know you
Yeah,
guys are fans of boy band. Yeah. So
yeah.
so yeah,
But
the artwork is pretty cool. So is this one of the characters in the story?
uh I guess you have to ask Gage, because like I said, we didn't really give him any direction. We just kind of explained where we were coming from, and we showed him the tunes and we showed him the lyrics, and this is, he took it from there. Very little input from us.
Yeah,
Very little.
it's pretty cool. And I'm guessing this is gonna be if you print out some shirts, this will look great in a shirt.
I hope so. Yeah, we have some plans for that. That's in the wings for sure. Get some Skinformation tees, and we get a couple of cool ideas. They'll be out soon.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately, we couldn't time it with the release of the album, but they're in the car. They're in the works right now.
Yeah, so the artwork is really cool, and there's so many details in this artwork that
Gage,
I'm like, wow, it's you're independently putting this out. Yeah, this is great. You know, it's great artwork. I really like the artwork a lot, you know, because I'm a fan of sci-fi as well.
yeah,
It has that cool appeal. So yeah, the artwork really goes with the music as well. So for you, it seems that for you, it's very important, the whole package of having the artwork, the lyrics, the music, everything like it should be. Like that's a very old school mentality.
yeah. Well, thanks, man. I mean, we're basically like a teeny tiny band, but we still, we feel very compelled to like do the best we can and like have things like cohesive that way, you know?
Mhm.
So it's more just you know, we know what we like and what we appreciate in bands, and we're not gonna not do that stuff just because we're like a small band. You know what I mean? So yeah, we put a lot of thought and a lot of consideration into the stuff. So I'm glad that people are digging it.
Yeah, so, you know, and it shows. So I was very interested in that you also have like your custom like guitars, and I was reading people that play the guitars that you make. I saw Matt Pike from High on Fire Sleep,
Yeah.
Dallas Green, Alexis on Fire, Team Solch, Clutch, and you name it. So tell me a little bit about the guitars that you make.
I've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it most of my life at this time. The company that just Seger Guitars, as it's called, that's been around for 10 years now. And I just love everything about it, man. I do it every day. I'm building stuff for custom. I'm building custom guitars every day. So if for the people who don't know, like a lot of people, even if you're making custom guitars, you usually have to like wholesale them to shops and this or that. I don't do any of that. I'm direct to artist. So I'm very, very fortunate to occupy a very unique place in what I do. And yeah, it's just custom guitars.
Yeah, no,
it,
that's
it's
awesome.
it's such an ingrained part of my life. I don't know how to explain it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm giving you props for the guitars because yeah, that's awesome that you get here. This is your website for what you do the
Yeah.
guitar. So yeah, well, I don't play guitars, but that looks awesome. So here you have the models, you get a gallery with the guitars, you have the news, and here you can order. So you make custom, like direct, you sell them directly to the artist, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very lucky. I don't have to wholesale them or like do batches of stuff or like try to cater to stores and this or that. I've got the reputation that I can just go direct to people, and yeah, it's I kind of have like a unique spot that way. But thanks for giving the site out a shout, man. I
Oh, yeah,
appreciate it.
no, awesome. Not everyone does it, and like for your like would it like would it like do you have like an artist that you would like to like a dream artist that will call you like, hey, Dallas, I want you to make me a guitar.
Gotcha. Sure. I mean, frankly, I got a couple of them already, so that's like fucking cool.
Yeah, when
But
I
yeah,
saw the name Matt Pike and High on Fire, I'm like, yeah, that's a huge name in stoner and
yeah,
metal,
I mean, that guy, even if I had never met him or he had been a customer, he's like a top 10 guitarist for me. Like humongously influential. Love his playing. Been watching him his whole career, or not his whole career, but for a long time now. But because I was like 7 when he started playing.
And I'm
But
guessing the guitars that you play, you build them, right? You play your own
oh,
guitar.
of course, of course.
Yeah, like that,
Yeah.
like come on, like you need
Same
to
with Justin.
own
Same with
guitar.
Justin. He's got a bass from me, or a couple of basses from me. So yeah, it's cool. It makes a difference too. Like if you get, I mean, you get the right guitar, you get a nice amp, you get some magic going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm very lucky. It's just it's a trip every day. Honestly, I can't believe I get to do this because I'm just I feel like a little kid. I get to play all day.
yeah, no, that's awesome that you get to do these guitars and like how did you get into the guitar making industry?
Oh, that was a long time ago, man. I always had an interest in like building stuff, and I was interested in wood from like a very, very early age, from when I was like a little kid. And for a lot of people, they start playing guitar around age 10, 12, or 12 for me. And it wasn't long before I had the gears turning, and I was like, I think I can make one of these. So, I started out pretty rough, but I just never stopped since I made my first one when I was like 16, and that was it. I just kept on doing it. So I've made hundreds now. I don't know how many. I have a record of it, but I don't know how many. Probably around 300 or something. But yeah. So I went through all the stages of like total beginner, amateur, hobbyist, semi-professional, and you know I've been doing it professionally for 10 years, and I've been doing nothing but building for about the last 5.
Yeah, I have no idea how the process of building guitars, but it's very interesting. Uh, and I'm sure not easy and like you need to do something to make this is when people say yeah this is that's a Seger guitar.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man, I could probably bore your audience talking about this nonstop, but it's challenging, it's fun, it's very, very rewarding. It's all that tied in.
I'm gonna post the link for obviously if there's musician watching this and like they can get that information. And
Thanks.
obviously MANIC ABRAXAS. So you're self-releasing this on the a week from now on August the 2nd. What physical formats are you going to be releasing, or is it just digital for the time being?
Initially, this is going to be CDs. We'll gauge, we'll see what the interest is for like cassettes and LPs. We're open to it, but initially it's just going to be CDs. That's kind of how we saw the artwork and kind of how we imagined the format, I guess. Like they're like LP bands. Nah, we're a CD band.
Okay, awesome. So the album has some different elements to it. Like we mentioned one track, but there's other tracks like I think stand out. You have a track like Skinformation. I think the beginning track, Manic Abraxas and Transcendex are pretty interesting. tell me a little like from the tracks on this record, like do you have right now, do you have some personal favorites?
Mm, they're all like so cool. For it is a lot of varied stuff. Uh, I don't want to. I mean, I love it all. It's so hard. Cyber comes to mind. That's like a super fun song, and that was kind of a different. It's really more of a rock song or
Yeah,
a hard
there's
rock
different
song.
type of styles because there's a song that has like more flashy elements to stoner rock. So it's not an album that follows like a formula. It has different styles in it.
Yeah, we like that, and um, it just goes back to like what we think we're just trying to emulate what we think good albums are, and like all our favorite albums had a lot of different a lot of different rhythmic feels that change up the keys. They wouldn't have like the majority of the album in all the same key. So even though we're playing like a lot of like heavy crazy music, we still want to be like musicians and that offer like dynamics and just changing stuff up. So
Yeah.
uh,
What albums for you like do that have been an inspiration for you as a musician?
oh man, I could go on and on and on about that too. One thing that kept on coming up uh, is the Fire of Unknown Origin by Blue Oyster Cult.
Mhm.
Um, that album in particular really does what I just talked about, like changing up keys, changing up songs, tempos, feels. It's kind of all over the place, but it's very cohesive. It all sounds like Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, that's one of my favorite albums. It's so freaking good. But yeah, we definitely have uh, tons of like crazy metal, D beat, cult shit as an influence, but we're also just as influenced by kind of classic rock, a lot of like Blue Oyster Cult shit like that, and even like crazy industrial stuff like Frontline Assembly, and we just love music. We're all over the place with what we listen to, and I think we really how can stuff not rub off on you? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, and I think it's cool that to have like different styles in an album because I know there's people that want an album like sound the same, but I like albums that challenge you and do different things and not everything sounding the same. So I think that's why they like your band. They put a lot of like different type of bands. I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. They're talking about different type of bands. Uh, Sounds different to what MANIC ABRAXAS uh, sounds like. So once the album is out, I know you guys are a smaller band, but do you have like some local shows planned, or what are the plans once you release the record?
To be honest, not a lot. We got some regional shows coming up for sure. So stay tuned for that. We'll be announcing that soon. But if you're watching this and you dig us, you should book us because we wanna make an effort to get out of state and do weekends and mini tours and stuff like that where we can. So holler at us if you got a gig for us.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll post the link for people who want to buy it uh, physically and everything and want to get more into the band. So far, like if you had to describe Manic Abraxas maybe to someone who's like, oh, I'm not sure if listening to this, like, is there like a song in particular, at least on this record, that you say, yeah, listen to this song, and this song perfectly tells you what we're all about?
Um, Man, that's tough. That's another tough one. Well, the first single we selected, the self-titled single "Manic Abraxas," uh, I think that's pretty representative to us, but it's not. It doesn't have all the elements. There's no D beat. There's not really stoner stuff. There's the Celtic Frost. There's the Sabbath. There's the Venom. That stuff's there. There's a little bit of High on Fire, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's yeah, sometimes it can be hard. So Dallas, I want to thank you, for taking some time of your night to chat with me. You look very comfortable on that couch.
10
It,
out of 10.
it looks like a very comfortable, and just finding out, that you do you have the guitar business plus the music. So I'll post, for you guitar aficionados that, like if you want a custom guitar and can, like there you have the information. So anything you like to say to the MANIC ABRAXAS fans that so have followed you so far from the first 3 albums until this one?
Expect the unexpected.
Nice. Yeah. So Dallas, again, thank you for joining me virtually from Massachusetts to Puerto Rico. So Couchers, the MANIC ABRAXAS album, Skinformation, is out August the 2nd, independently released. So please support independent artists because that helps them, obviously book shows, do more music, and we need to support more of the underground artists, because sometimes in the underground, most of the time, it's where most of the experimental music is at. And not in the commercial like ones that gets played all the time. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.